let's even step back, because you mentioned tone. You mentioned tone a lot. What do you mean by tone?
It's all of it together. If you look at, I think you can flip through, let's just take fantasy. You can sort of look at a couple images or things and know, how does Lord of the Rings different from Game of Thrones, that is different than, a Arthurian like Excalibur, or your, Sci-Fi Channel, series of the month kind of thing. And so finding what's going to make it kind of unique, and usually I lean on something that is grounded in reality for what it is, and then have lesser kind of fantastical things, at least at the start, and then they kind of build. So even when we do Starfield, it's a science fiction game. There are laser guns and spaceships that fly around and shoot each other and blah, 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 blah. But it's grounded in, you can look at it and say, oh, okay, this is kind of an extension of things as we view them today in space. And we sort of take the same approach with Fallout, where admittedly things can get even a little bit crazier the longer you're developing Fallout content.
So just to linger on this, so tone starts at, or defining the tone starts at creating a realistic experience. Like you feel like I could walk into this and this feels like life. Like
what's their technology level? Like even for a fantasy world, like is magic, how prevalent is it? Or are they making weapons and things and armor? Is it for utility? Is it for decoration? How do they live their lives? Does this feel like a place that you believe that it has some grounding in our reality, whether that's historical or near future, or that it's grounded in some semblance of the reality that you and I understand, so that it can feel, it's also making it feel a little bit welcoming. Like, okay, I understand this.
Is that art or science? So like how do you know when it feels welcoming and everything fits and is grounded?
I don't know. I guess it's personal taste. Some people like things that are weirder, that have more fantastical from the get-go. Even a game like Morrowind, where we get into some more fantastical things, it intentionally starts a little more grounded. There's a very classic medieval-looking town that you come into, but you look just beyond it, and there are mushroom trees and giant insects and things like that.
So in Skyrim, when you put a dragon in it, what are your thoughts about dragons and tone? How does that fit into tone?
That's a great question.
It's a ridiculous question, but yeah, I just love dragons, so I want to bring it up.
No. These are the things that we debate with.
Do we include a dragon? Why didn't you include a dragon in Daggerfall? That's what I want to know.
I think there's dragonlings. They were hard to do. Dragons are hard to do. So when you start Skyrim, say, hey, look, dragons are going to be a theme. You start visually. You think, you can make the argument that dragons existed. Okay, what would they look like? How close to dinosaurs would they be? Or what would they... And ours are less, I believe they're less fantastical looking in general. They look like beasts that could exist in that world. And then how we introduce them, it's kind of a little bit of a slow, roll in Skyrim. And that the people in the world are reacting to the dragons appearing. And that's somewhat, mirrors. You want something that mirrors the player experience as well. It says back to you, like, hey, no, have you heard this? Someone saw a dragon.
Well, that's what Daggerfall, isn't there mentions of dragons or something? Because I remember being sure that there's dragons in Daggerfall as I'm playing it and I'm searching.
Pretty sure. Well,
is there a dragon in Daggerfall?
There's dragonlings in Daggerfall, to my memory. Look, I guess someone will probably correct me. Like, actually, there is a dragon here. But I'm pretty sure they're not.
Yeah.
And then game I did, Redguard, which we bring back a dragon. It takes place beforehand, so we have a dragon there in that game, and that was unique to that at the time.